You didn't notice this, but your energy shifted. You may not have words for it yet, but something inside you has quietly changed. It did not arrive with noise or a clear moment you could point to, yet it is there, steady and undeniable. Like a shift in the air, you only notice when you stop and really feel. Stay with this, because what you are sensing right now is not random, and it is not something everyone recognizes when it begins. Lately, you have been reacting differently to things that once pulled you in so easily. Conversations that used to matter now feel lighter, almost like they pass through you instead of staying. Situations that once overwhelmed you no longer hold the same weight, and even your own thoughts feel slower, more observed, as if a quiet part of you stepped back and began watching instead of reacting. You may have questioned this, wondering if something is wrong, but there is something important here that you need to understand. This change did not happen overnight, even if it feels sudden now. It has been building in the background of your life through moments you barely paid attention to, through silent lessons, through emotions you processed without realizing how much they were shaping you. Every time you chose peace over chaos, every time you stayed quiet instead of forcing an answer, every time you felt something deeply and allowed it to pass, something within you was slowly reorganizing itself. And now you are standing in the middle of that shift without even announcing it to yourself. You are not the same as you were, even if everything around you looks familiar. There is a new kind of awareness forming, a subtle distance between you and the noise that once defined your days. You might not fully understand it yet, but this is the beginning of something that will change how you see everything moving forward, and what comes next will make this even clearer. There is a quiet strength growing in you that does not need to prove itself to anyone. It is not loud, it does not demand attention, but it is present in the way you pause before reacting, in the way you choose what deserves your energy and what does not. Don't miss what comes next, because this shift is not just about what you feel, it is about what you are slowly becoming without forcing it. You may have noticed that certain things no longer trigger you the way they used to, and at first that might have confused you. You expected to feel the same intensity, the same pull, but instead there was a calm space where reaction used to live. It is not that you stopped caring, it is that your energy is no longer attaching itself to everything. You are beginning to understand without even thinking about it that not everything deserves your emotional presence, and that realization is quietly changing your entire inner world. At the same time, there is a deeper sensitivity developing within you, but it feels different from before. It is softer, more aware, almost like you can sense things beneath the surface without needing them to be explained. You pick up on the tone behind words, the silence behind actions, the feeling behind moments. This is not confusion, and it is not overthinking. It is a form of awareness that comes when your inner noise becomes quieter, allowing you to feel things more clearly without being overwhelmed by them. What makes this shift powerful is that you are not trying to control it. You are not forcing yourself to change, and yet everything is slowly aligning in a new way. Your energy is becoming more intentional, more grounded, and more selective. And even if you have not fully realized it yet, this is preparing you for something deeper, something that requires you to see clearly, feel honestly, and move with a sense of quiet certainty that you are only just beginning to understand. Something inside you has started choosing peace before you even realize a choice was made. It happens in small, almost invisible ways, like the moments you let go instead of holding on, or when you walk away from something that once would have kept you thinking for hours. Stay with this, because this quiet preference for calm is not weakness. It is a sign that your energy is no longer searching for noise to feel alive. You might have also noticed a subtle distance forming between you and certain people or environments, and it does not come from dislike or judgment. It feels more like a natural drifting, as if your inner world is no longer in sync with what once felt familiar. This can feel strange at times, even a little lonely, because you cannot always explain it to others. But there is something important here. This distance is not loss. It is space being created for something that matches who you are becoming now. At the same time, your connection with yourself is becoming deeper, even if you have not labeled it that way. You are beginning to trust your own feelings without needing constant validation, and your thoughts are starting to settle into a quieter rhythm. There is less urgency, less pressure to figure everything out immediately. Instead, there is a growing sense that things will unfold in their own time, and that you do not have to chase every answer to feel okay. This is where the shift becomes more real, because it is no longer just something happening to you, it is something you're living through. You are learning how to exist without forcing, how to feel without overanalyzing, and how to move without carrying unnecessary weight. And as this continues, you will begin to notice something even more unexpected, a new kind of clarity that does not come from thinking harder, but from simply being present in a way you have never experienced before. There is a clarity beginning to form within you that does not rely on answers, and that may be the most unfamiliar part of this entire shift. It is not the kind of clarity that explains everything or solves every question, but rather a quiet understanding that you do not need to hold on to uncertainty the way you once did. Don't miss what comes next, because this is where your energy begins to guide you without needing constant direction. You are starting to notice that your decisions feel different now, less forced, less rushed, and more aligned with something deeper inside you. Even when you are unsure, there is a subtle calm beneath that uncertainty, as if a part of you already knows you will be okay no matter what you choose. This is not about becoming certain of everything. It is about becoming comfortable with not knowing while still feeling steady. And that is a powerful place to stand. At the same time, your relationship with time is shifting in a way you may not have fully realized yet. You are no longer chasing outcomes with the same urgency, and the pressure to make things happen instantly is slowly fading. Instead, there is a growing patience, not because you are waiting for something specific, but because you are beginning to trust the process of your own life. This patience is not passive. It is a quiet confidence that what is meant for you will meet you without force. And as this continues, something even more subtle begins to take shape. You start to feel a sense of alignment in moments that once felt ordinary, a calm presence in situations that used to feel uncertain. It is not loud or overwhelming, but it is consistent. This is your energy settling into a new rhythm, one that is not driven by fear or urgency, but by awareness and balance. And as you move further into this space, you will begin to understand why this shift had to happen in the first place. You are beginning to realize that this shift was never meant to be obvious, and that is why you almost missed it. It did not arrive with a clear sign or a moment of certainty, because it was designed to grow quietly within you, shaping how you feel, how you respond, and how you see yourself without demanding attention. Stay with this, because what you are noticing now is the result of something deeper than a temporary change. There was a time when you needed constant confirmation from the outside, when you looked for signs in people and situations and outcomes, trying to understand where you stood and what it all meant. But now, there is a subtle shift in where you look for that understanding. You are not reaching outward in the same way anymore. Instead, there is a quiet return to yourself, a sense that your own feelings are enough to guide you, even if you cannot fully explain them yet. This does not mean everything suddenly feels perfect or completely clear. You still have questions, you still have moments of hesitation, and there are still parts of you that are adjusting to this new way of being. But even within that, there is a noticeable difference. You are no longer lost inside those moments. You are able to feel them without being consumed, to observe them without letting them define you, and that is a level of awareness that changes everything over time. And now, as you stand in this space between who you were and who you are becoming, there is a quiet understanding beginning to settle in. This shift was not something you needed to force, and it's not something you can lose by accident. It is part of you now, woven into the way you think, feel, and move forward. And in the final part, you will begin to see how this new energy is not just changing your inner world, but also shaping what naturally starts to come into your life next. What is unfolding now is not something you need to chase, because it is already moving toward you in ways you cannot always see. There is a quiet alignment taking place between your inner state and the experiences that begin to meet you, and it may feel subtle at first, almost easy to overlook. But there is something important here, because this is where your energy starts influencing your life without effort or force. You may begin to notice small changes around you, moments that feel lighter, interactions that feel more genuine, and situations that no longer feel as heavy as they once did. It is not that your entire world changes overnight, but the way you experience it does. You are no longer carrying the same internal weight, and because of that, what you attract and what you allow into your space begins to shift as well, naturally and without resistance. At the same time, there is a growing sense of trust forming within you. Not a loud or dramatic kind, but a steady feeling that you are exactly where you need to be. Even when things are unclear, there is less fear attached to the unknown and more openness to what might come next. This trust is not something you learn from outside sources. It is something you develop through everything you have quietly experienced and processed within yourself. And this is where everything comes together in a calm and complete way. You did not notice when your energy began to change, but now you can feel the difference in how you move through your life, how you respond, and how you see yourself. There is no need to rush, no need to question whether this is real, because it already is. You are simply becoming more aligned with yourself, and from this place, things will continue to unfold in a way that feels natural, steady, and quietly right. And now, without needing any final sign, you can feel that something within you has settled into place. It is not dramatic, it does not ask for recognition, but it carries a quiet certainty that was not there before. Stay with this, because this feeling is not temporary. It is the result of everything you have moved through, understood, and released without even realizing how much it shaped you. There is a calm confidence beginning to guide you, one that does not depend on outcomes or external validation. You no longer need everything to make perfect sense in order to feel grounded, and that changes how you approach every part of your life. Even when things are still unfolding, there is a steadiness in you that remains untouched, as if you have found a place within yourself that does not shift with every situation. You might look back and realize that nothing on the outside needed to dramatically change for this to happen. The real transformation was internal, quiet, and deeply personal. It was in the way you started listening to yourself more, in the way you allowed certain things to pass without holding on to them, and in the way you slowly stopped forcing your energy into places where it no longer felt right. This is the kind of change that does not fade, because it was built over time with awareness and patience. And as you move forward from here, there is no need to search for what this all means, because you are already living it. This shift has become part of you, shaping your path in ways that feel natural and steady. You are not behind, you are not missing anything, and you are not waiting for your life to begin. You are already in it, fully present, with a new kind of energy that will continue to guide you quietly, clearly, and in a way that finally feels like your own. At this point, there is nothing left for you to figure out. Only something for you to gently accept. What has shifted within you was never meant to confuse you. It was meant to bring you back to a quieter, more honest version of yourself. Don't miss what comes next, because this final understanding is not about adding anything new. It is about recognizing what has already become true inside you. You are no longer searching in the same way, and that alone changes everything. The need to chase clarity, to force meaning, to constantly question where you stand, it has softened. In its place, there is a calm awareness that you are allowed to exist without having every answer ready. This is not a loss of direction, it is a deeper kind of trust, one that allows you to move forward without pressure, knowing that you will understand things as they unfold. What makes this moment complete is not a dramatic realization, but a quiet acceptance of your own growth. You have changed in ways that cannot be undone, not because you tried to become someone else, but because you allowed yourself to evolve naturally. The way you feel now, the way you hold your energy, the way you move through your thoughts, it all reflects a version of you that is more aligned, more present, and more at peace with where you are. And as you carry this forward, there is nothing you need to prove and nowhere you need to rush to. This shift was not a temporary phase. It is a foundation that will continue to support you in everything ahead. You are moving with a quieter strength now, one that does not seek attention, but quietly shapes your life from within. And in that calm, steady space, you can finally recognize something simple and real. You did not just notice the shift, you became it. And even after everything you have just felt and understood, there is still one quiet truth that continues to unfold within you. This shift was not only about who you are becoming, it was also about what you are no longer willing to carry. Stay with this, because this realization will continue to deepen long after this moment passes. There are parts of your old self that are gently fading, not because they were wrong, but because they have completed their purpose. The overthinking, the constant seeking, the emotional weight you once held on to, it is slowly loosening its grip. And instead of forcing it away, you are allowing it to leave in its own time, which is why this change feels so natural and not overwhelming. You may not always notice it in your daily life, but in quiet moments, you will feel the difference again. In the way your mind settles faster, in the way your heart does not react as quickly, and in the way you return to yourself without effort. This is how you will know that the shift is real, not because something outside confirms it, but because you can feel it in the way you exist with yourself. And even from here, this is not the end of your growth. It is simply a more peaceful beginning. You are moving forward with less noise, more awareness, and a deeper connection to who you are. And as life continues to unfold around you, you will carry this energy quietly, steadily, and in a way that no longer needs to be questioned, only lived. And if you are still here, still listening, there is a reason for that too. Something in you recognized this before your mind could fully explain it, and that is how you know this shift is real. Stay with this feeling for a moment, because it is not something you need to analyze. It is something you are already living. You might return to your routine after this, to the same environment, the same people, the same patterns around you. But something will feel different, not on the surface, but within you. You will notice it in how you pause, in how you respond, in how you no longer give your energy away as easily as before. And that quiet awareness will remind you that this was not just something you heard, it was something you recognized inside yourself. There is no final message you need to hold on to. No instruction you need to follow from here. The shift has already done its work, and it will continue to guide you without needing constant attention. You will understand more over time, not by searching harder, but by simply being present with what you already feel. And maybe later, in a quiet moment, you will remember this again. Not the exact words, not every detail, but the feeling of realizing that something had changed within you before you even noticed it. And that is where this truly continues. Not as an ending, but as a quiet return to the beginning of a version of you that is still unfolding.